Hello everybody, and welcome to the face reading of the people in the news. For those of you who are with me today for the first time, if you get interested in the subject of face reading, you can watch my YouTube Introduction to Face Reading. You can also buy my book Face Reading Secrets for Successful Relationships. It is available on my website, drpeterresnik.com. Today we'll be talking about Sean Carter, known as Jay-Z, an American rapper, songwriter, record executive, businessman, media proprietor, and record producer. He is widely regarded as one of the most influential hip-hop artists in history, and often cited as one of the greatest rappers of all time. But frankly, I am not a fan of rap music, and I'm not sure if I ever heard his songs. But a couple of years ago, my son Aaron convinced me to watch with him a movie about a rapper Eminem. I did find the movie quite interesting and even enjoyed his meaningful songs. And that was it. I had no interest to hear more rap. The only reason I decided to do the face reading of Jay-Z because once again my son asked me to do it 3 months ago. And I promised him to put the name of Jay-Z on the list because I have many requests to do face readings. And here his name came up. And I did a Google search for images of Jay-Z. This was the first image that came up, and I said to myself, oh yeah, why did I promise Aaron to do it? I'm really not interested in spending time doing the reading of this guy. But as I looked at other pictures, I identified one, how tall he was, and he's 6 feet 2 inches tall, which gave me an idea of his body type, his profile, his facial features. As I looked more and more at the pictures of Jay-Z, I realized that he was an excellent person for face reading. Remember, as face readers, we want to understand what morphological characteristics, which of course reflect our inner qualities, help our subjects to become who they are. And I realized that Jay-Z has quite an incredible morphology, particularly the inborn characteristics, which would avail him to be successful no matter what he would choose to do. So I would say this man was born to succeed. Okay, let's go one by one. We'll start with his temperament/profile. Remember I told you that most of us have one or two temperaments, a combination, rarely 3 temperaments, and very, very rarely all 4. Look at me. I don't think I ever showed you my profile of face. Here I am. As you can see, there is a bow-like profile, which is the nervous profile. But that's not all. As you can also see, though tilted, my forehead is somewhat roundish, and the corner of the jaw is also bilious. Both are bilious temperament. So I am a bilious with a nervous cast. And my body type is nervous as well. But this guy, clearly look, a nervous profile. Also, look at the corner of the jaw. It is definitely bilious. And the roundness of the forehead. So far, pretty much like mine, right? Bilious with a nervous cast. But look at this large body. The body type is definitely neither bilious nor nervous. And it's not lymphatic either. It is definitely a sanguine body. So his body should be then of a reddish color, right? I think it's time for me to tell you something that I did not share with you yet. The skin is the largest organ of our body, as you know. It's the part of the body that is the boundary between the inner organs and the outside world. The morphological meaning of the skin is exactly that. The skin stands for how a person relates to people and his or her external environment. As you already know, each temperament has a particular skin color. Bilious has brownish skin, nervous yellowish, sanguine reddish, and lymphatic whitish. You may wonder, what about African Americans? The skin color is brownish or dark brownish. So, but are they all only one temperament? No. Look, if you look at the Caucasian, you simply look at the face, neck, or any part of the body that you can see. But remember, what we call skin color is the result of the ancestral exposure to the sun. You can see people's true color by looking at their palms. Palms are never exposed to the sun and therefore tell us a person's true color, which represents people's relationship with the outside world. So if you want to know an African American's true color, ask to see their palms. You will discover that not all palms are created equal. And very often you will find that someone who is called white or Caucasian may have a brownish palms, and someone who is an African American has white palms. Look at this palm. What do you think, who do you think this palm belongs to? This man. You see? Back to Jay-Z. My feeling is that his palm is reddish, and because I see his body is typically sanguine. How about that? So we have already 3 temperaments now in this man. The nervous, the bilious, and the sanguine. And now look at his face. What do you see? Make up your mind. Right, Jupiter. Though we cannot see a lymphatic in his temperament, Jupiter is the personality / face from the lymphatic family of temperaments. So let me summarize and show you why I think Jay-Z is so special. What jumps out in his profile is the nervous, of course, telling us that from his childhood, little Sean was creative, intellectual, had a very quick mind, was very charming, fun to be with, and very sensitive. The bilious in him, remember what it means. The corner of the jaw tells us that he was enduring, persevering. He would take the nervous creativity and through his will and order of the bilious, see whatever the nervous in him conceived come to fruition. Also, through the bilious step-by-step action from young age, in work or play, he was able to transform every challenge in the opportunity. Remember what we say about the bilious mind. They're positive pessimists. They see what is not good very quickly. But that does not discourage them. It only fuels their will to overcome. And for a black kid growing up in New York City, there were, I'm sure, a lot of challenges to flex his muscle on. But that's not all. He was growing up in a sanguine body. That was very interesting because with the outside world, he was generous, courageous, spontaneous, a great leader, and great communicator. That's what we know about the sanguine temperament. And finally, look at his face. He is Jupiter, Jupiter personality, from the lymphatic temperamental family. And as a Jupiter, he loves order, has integrity, passion for justice, very stable in relationships and in his moral values. He is as consistent and reliable as they come. People with Jupiter personality are the least to be discouraged of all personalities. If they believe something is right, it does not matter how many people think otherwise. They stick to their truth. And they always retain their usual benevolence and generosity. Now, think about all I said about this guy, and you understand why, the more I examined this man's morphology, the more I understood why he would be successful in whatever he would put his mind to. And the truth is, I started doing the reading of Jay-Z yesterday. And then once I got to know him, I listened to one of his songs. And you know what? It wasn't that bad. I even looked up the meaning of the name Sean, because I believe, and in my tradition we believe, you choose the name, you choose the destiny. Sean, the old English name, Sean, means God is gracious. But you will say, no, that's the name his parents chose for him. He chose the name Jay. Well, the name Jay is a short for John, which is the ancient Hebrew name Yoan, meaning, guess what? God is gracious. Indeed, God was gracious by bringing this special man into this world. And that is all for Jay-Z. Thank you for being with me today. Peace to all who want to live in peace.